Hi, Bill Pattison, Art of Illusion again. Still working on a series of how to block things out of your paintings and maybe back and redraw those. So last episode I would come in and put a darker branch against our light, kind of played light in the first, so I'm going to go ahead and play up on that theme a little bit more. I'm going to darken it down. And we'll start thinking about, we've got two shapes through here, so I'm going to probably push this one a little bit farther back so we don't want to look like they're right up above one another. So that's an important thing. So if I do and decide that one, then I may bring this part of the branch up in front. So there's, like, and even on the rest of the painting, atmosphere. I may darken this branch. I don't know if you remember at the beginning, this was really light when we started out with the bird. And once we made that change, then let the painting come dictate where we're going to go. What I'll probably do is come back here and use just a touch of light. Think of maybe light illuminating as it's going farther back from this. And we see a lot of this when we'll do a series on fruit in a basket or a bowl. It's how you make an apple or a grape look farther back from the other one if it's not always overlapped. It's how automatically that starts pushing the eye farther back. So even though we talk about the contrast through here, I need to keep some of the dark. I'm going to play probably some of the light coming through. We got backlighting come up and under here, so I'll probably create some of this on top of the bigger branch limb. And after I looked at this one, I thought maybe I need to make this one a little bit bigger yet. This was pretty good size. Well, this was a big heavy branch, so this is more like little limbs coming here and twigs. We often talk about in class again, and I do people, figures, genres, all types of wildlife. But unfortunately, landscapists for centuries have always been the kind of thought of anyone can do landscape, but yet we actually have more layers, more windows and planes in our painting that we don't always think of. A lot more composition, a lot more atmosphere, or it can have, not always, but it can have a little bit more. As I said, I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. And because this is going to, I'm going to play this as going behind it, I'm going to actually maybe push some of these branches like they are going back behind that big tree. That'll give us a little bit of depth, a little bit more of where we're going. Using some blue and some umber or sienna. And I'm going to push this edge a little bit more. I've got two twigs here I don't particularly like as much, and I kind of had this one. Actually, after I've done everything, I've got a little top right here, so I did want to tee this one as much as what it is. So I might move this one over a little bit more, or take it out and go back to this big one. Won't make the decision to the second minute, but everything begets something else. Everything we do. And my little area that I've worked with is like we should take a Hippocratic oath as a doctor does. I would do no harm to my painting. Once something's working on there, the last thing I want to do is take away from it. And as I've said for 30 years of working with artists, walking up behind someone and they've done a beautiful cloud or flower or wave, whatever it is, and ready to brag upon them, and whoop, they hit it and it's gone. And of course when I say that was a beautiful flower or whatever, and they go, which one? Never mind, it's gone. Part of that was because not only they didn't get back, they didn't see it. And so I said by squinting, taking time. Now when I do demos, I do them in half an hour, so this painting would have been done several times over. But this is not what it's about. I'm trying to show how I question and look at things. So this is giving us a little bit more depth up here. And while I'm doing this, I may go ahead and come back and put a little light on our bigger branch here in front. I'm going to think about the light coming behind here. And I'm just using a bigger blocking brush. Trying not to worry about tree bark yet. Just create a little bit of light coming across here. Now backlighting, and we'll do series again, many different things, but backlighting creates a whole different element of morning, evening-ish. It's like a floodlight that comes forward versus so many of our paintings from side light. And with the camera, as you see at calendars, so many times the painting is completely bled out with the shutter speed. So we sometimes have to make those little decisions on storytelling. I'm going to brighten this up a little, use a little, maybe some cadmium orange. And the eye is going to pop. I like that. Now as we come back up into this one, it's a little bit thick, so I may let this set up a little bit more. That kind of gives us a little bit more better composition, I think. As I said in here, I may move this branch over. Once again, broken record, sketch with brush, sketch with paint.